Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome back to And That's My Take. I'm your host, Myrhanda McDaniels, and I am so glad that you are here with me today. You could be anywhere else in the world, but guess what? You're right here. If you are not yet a part of our OBU Tribe, what are you waiting for? Hello, do yourselves a favor and like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button, okay? Don't make me have to come get you. Hit that notification button so that you are notified when a new episode hits the airwaves. I know it's been a minute. I missed y'all. OBU Tribe, welcome back to And That's My Take. I am so glad that you are here. I've been MIA just a little bit because I have been extremely busy. After speaking with you all about stepping into what I am called to do, God has blessed that I have had a full circle moment. Would you believe that I have been able to come back to dancing with one of my first dance teachers? And we had a performance a couple of weeks ago. And so I've been in rehearsals. And so I've been MIA. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. As we continue to talk about the importance of recognizing what you are called to do and operating in your unique abilities, one of the things that really has stood out to me, especially in rehearsals, one of the rehearsals, Miss Stephanie was talking about the impact of ministering. And she went to talk about how sometimes we can be enclosed in our movement. And there are seasons in our lives where what we do is very personal. It's like only us. We're secluded, like that song that Yolanda Adams sings, alone in a room. It's just me and you. Sometimes it's really like that. It's like you and God. That's one season, of your life where it is very personable. Maybe there's some pain that you're going through. The process, the journey that you have to travel is sometimes in a secluded place. I like to call it hibernation. I'd be like, God, you definitely had me go through my hibernation season. And in that process, I strongly believe that God gives us the ability to shed the old. And when you shed the old, my question is, do you go back and pick up what's shedded? Like when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, that cycle where they are in their cocoon, where they're in the chrysalis, that stage that they're going through, do they come out of that shell and then try to go wear the cape again? Because old clothes don't fit no more. Old shells, old skin, dead skin, it doesn't fit any longer. And when she said that, it stood out to me because oftentimes I've seen and felt in my movement that I do like contract a lot. And contraction is good. Okay. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, when you are so into this personal space of yours that you forget that there's a whole audience of people that are out there that need to be ministered to and touched. And it made me think about stories in the Bible that we hear elders and pastors and bishops preach about. And a lot of times when they're speaking about these stories that have already taken place in time, they're speaking about it in the same tone, with the same perspective. And it just made me wonder, like, when we actually go through the season of metamorphosis, when we go through the season of change, aren't we supposed to change? And if we actually do take that step where we have become a new creature, then shouldn't we be telling new stories in a new way? And many of us stay wearing old clothes. Like if I just exercised a whole lot for like months and months at a time and I lost a lot of weight, then the clothing that I was wearing once upon a time when I go back to put it on, it's not going to fit. That's why I said those old clothes don't fit any longer. So why are we, not all of us, but some of us, moving forward, looking backwards, trying to wear clothes and a cloak and a shell that no longer serves us? And when we let all of that go, our stories should be made new. They should be impactful. There should be joy instead of pain. That doesn't mean that pain doesn't still exist, but it simply just resonates more to the people that we are destined and designed to minister to when we are actually speaking to them from a place of healing. Food for thought, maybe? So what does this look like in our day-to-day lives? This looks like shifted conversations. Have you ever experienced having a conversation with somebody and the level of information that was given was like what some people would consider to be low vibrational? It was negative, it's repetitive, there's no change, there's no life happening, there's no healing happening. And then have you had the opposite of that, conversations where individuals are talking about things that are life-changing, they're impactful, they're inspiring, they're motivational, they're educational, and you feel uplifted, you feel like you have the willpower and the wherewithal to be able to go forth and conquer. So this is some of the things that I'm talking about. Sometimes when we are in certain seasons of our lives and we're not yet fully healed, we repeat the negative aspects of things and we entertain certain conversations that we probably should let go of. Like it's like the Debbie Downer type of syndrome or situation where it's always, oh, woe is me, or why bother, or, you know, things are never going to change. And we have to come out of that as a people because it's necessary. As we desire to be free, instead of saying, I desire to be free or I want to be free, we just change that. I am free. I am healed. And as you change your wording for that and how you say it and how you perceive yourself, then also operate in that. If you say that you are healed and you say that you are free, then show that. Take action in that. And it may look different for everyone. You know, as a dancer, I'm not expecting my worship to look like somebody else's. I'm not comparing and contrasting how I move in comparison to somebody else. It is very, very different. It varies from person to person. So that's key. And so again, I'm extremely, humbled that I got an opportunity to be in Miss Stephanie's graces to be able to hear that information. And now it's like the application. How are you going to apply this new information to your life so that it is granting you access to service or better service those that God sends your way to minister to? Looking for simplistic, effective skincare, minimalist yet beautiful lipsticks and glosses? Check out esteemmatters.com. We also have beard care for men, great stocking stuffers and gifts for this season and beyond. So even though I am inviting you as an audience member in on my personal conversation with the Most High through my movement, I am speaking a different language because I'm not still living in the pain that once impacted my life in a way that made me emote out of a place of hurt and anger and frustration. And I just love the different intricacies that take place when we delve in and take those deep dives with God. And that really, really stood out to me, and it has stuck with me. First of all, I never thought about that. Second of all, it's extremely different when somebody else is looking at you move. Like, I only know what I know based on how I feel, but somebody's life needs to be impacted by what it is that I'm doing. And my desire is for my movement to be, in fact, purposeful. And if I'm not in the same place, but yet I am still operating in the same way, then how am I truly being an impact that impacts? That really stands out to me, and it's very, very vital. And I felt it necessary to share that, because I am freed from, the chains that were once holding on to me, no longer bound. You know what I mean? And I don't want past pain and past hurt to be projected on those who seek and desire to be healed from whatever it is that they're going through. That just don't make sense. So yeah, that really stood out to me, and I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you all, because once you let go of something, let that thing go. Do not pick it back up. I was listening to a sermon not that long ago from Pastor Keith Battle, and one of the things that he talked about is he used the imagery about how when people go to AA meetings, they could be individuals who have been freed from alcohol or drugs for years. But when they introduce themselves, like when they go around a circle and they introduce themselves, they're still introducing themselves as somebody who is in what they were in years ago, even though they've already been freed from it. And so I think that it's very important for us to rethink and shift how we view what it is that we have lived through, and how we choose to be able to speak about what we lived through as a means to help somebody else without holding on to that dead weight. Okay?
Let me share this with y'all, because I think that this is really going to resonate with a lot of people. It resonates with me, okay? Because it speaks to exactly what I am releasing to you, okay? This is Luke 4:18, and it reads this way: "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised." This is so beautiful, because hearing what God is saying, hearing what the Lord is saying through his breathed word gives life. And that brings the point that I am driving home even clearer. When I again think about the 4 stages of the caterpillar, there's a certain level that the caterpillar operates at when he is or she is, in fact, a caterpillar. And then when that being, that creature, makes it to the 4th stage and becomes a butterfly, there's a different level of development that's there. The same way the insect was operating as a caterpillar is not the same way that the insect is going to operate as a butterfly. Prime example, think about where a caterpillar has the ability to go and how it has the ability to get there. It's doing what? Crawling. Yes, it could probably climb very high in trees, but it's very low to the earth, low to the ground. When I think about a butterfly, the butterfly has a different vantage point. Butterfly has the ability to fly anywhere, see over anything. And that resonates even more with me when I relate it to that of my creativity through movement, because knowing that I am not in a season where I am hurting, nor am I in pain, and I am healed from certain aspects of life that I've had to live through, okay? Because God didn't let me go around it. He didn't let me go above it or underneath of it. He made me go through what I had to go through, okay? So really understanding that in its fullness has allowed me to get to a place in my life where I am able to impact with life, with joy, with love, with freedom. So the way that looks through movement is going to be different than being in a season where I couldn't see, where I couldn't hear, where I couldn't touch, where I couldn't smell, where I couldn't had the power and the authority over my senses the way that I do now, as an individual who has lived through and gone through the things that I've gone through to get to where I am.
So I'm going to pick up my glasses now because there's something that I want to share with you that this time I wrote down on my laptop instead of um, on a piece of paper and typing it up or whatever. Okay. So I want you all to think of just one thing. Just think of one thing. What's that one thing for you? Something that you absolutely enjoy doing, but you let lay dormant for a while. That one thing that is impactful and simultaneously fulfilling. What's standing in your way of picking it back up and operating in it consistently? Think on these things. Thing one, who does it help? Whatever it is that you are doing, who does it help? Thing two, how does it help them? In order to pick up what you put down, what action steps do you need to take? And what's within your control? And think about those things that are outside of your control. I want you all to start with what's within your control. Begin with what you have. I have me, and these are my abilities. I've spent years perfecting and being in front of audiences and have had my training ground speaking as an educator. Those are things that came freely to me. I'm able to practice speaking in front of audiences with 3 and 4 year olds or with fifth graders, whatever age group it is that I'm teaching, high schoolers, whatever it is. I have looked at the story in a way that helps to benefit me. Like some people get tired of going to work. Some people want to quit. Some people want to do things because they just fed up with the system. And I get it. I've been there. I've been you. While you're in those seasons, really hone in on aspects of what it is that you're doing that's actually connected to your call. And so I started to see that, wait a minute, I can use this mic while I'm teaching. And I did it every single day. It's funny, I set up part of my classroom like I had a podium over top of this nice circular carpet that I purchased. And I made sure that I was mic'd up every day. And that gave me the boldness and the confidence daily to be able to speak in front of my audience, whether my audience were kids or not. Like it was practice. So really pay attention to those aspects of your journey, those aspects of your life where it's like you're doing things, you're already operating in what you're called to do. You're just not yet at the plateau that you desire to be at, but you're in the training ground, the stage of your journey where God is pruning you and you are being developed, and he's giving you the ingredients and the nutrients that you need to be able to really develop that craft in a beneficial manner. But you don't even see it because you just tired of going to work every day. But there's something in what you are doing that comes to you innately, and it's a part of your call. So hone in on it and continue to practice that skill until God uproots you and puts you somewhere else. Okay. So again, start with what's in your control and begin with what you have. I have me, and these are my abilities. Okay. My authenticity comes through my experience. I don't have to purchase any equipment or material to be and operate in who I am. I don't need these things to operate in my uniqueness. It just is free. Okay. It's just like breathing in the air. I don't have to pay for that. Those things that come to you innately, there's no monetary anything with that. You don't have to worry about cost. So as you are operating in what you are called to do, also make sure that you maintain your focus, your consistency, stay committed, hone in on your craft, have tunnel vision. What you're doing may not be understood by others. Let me tell y'all something. It's so many things that I am skillful at doing. And to the outside, even my family, sometimes they might think like, oh my goodness, Myrhanda's doing earrings, she's doing tutoring, she's modeling, she's singing, she's dancing, she's acting, she's teaching, she's painting. There's a wall behind me right here. I did that. By God's grace, I was able to create that. So these earrings that I have on, okay, I made them. My hairstyle, okay, that I did that. So there's a lot of things that innately I'm always doing. And to the outside world, it may not make sense. Even when I'm posting things, it's like, okay, what is she doing now? Now she's doing this, she's doing that, she was doing this, she did this. But I know that there is a reason why God is allowing me to move the way that I am moving, because it all serves a greater purpose. So as long as I maintain my tunnel vision and my momentum and my consistency, then that is all that matters. What you're doing may not be understood by others. So keep quiet until God tells you to release it and say something. Keep quiet and let the work that you produce speak where your explanations cannot. I've had plenty of times where I had an idea that I wanted to share or say because I thought that maybe the person that I was sharing it with would be able to help me manifest it in some kind of way. And when I was saying it, my gut was like, girl, shh, be quiet. Okay. So make sure that you pay attention to your intuition, because that is your discernment speaking volumes telling you it's not time for you to release it yet. When it's time for you to release it, God will make it plain for you. What do you have in your grasp, and how can you use it to help others be impacted? Don't concern yourself with what you don't have yet. It will either reveal itself at a later time, or you'll get the revelation that you don't even need it. Love the music banging in your ear with each episode? Be sure to message Life's Essence directly at life'sessence@protonmail.com for inquiries on how to acquire the dopest music that represents your brand.
So, as it pertains to you and what you are called to do, I really want you to try your best to think about where you are in this moment. How do you feel in this moment? Are you still living through the season of pain? What season? Recognize the season that you are in. And in doing so, I strongly believe that that will help you to be able to navigate moving forward and really discern and decipher how you are going to use your experiences to be able to be an impact to somebody else. I think about something that I've said years ago. I said, I am not a human garbage disposal. And the reason why I said that years ago is because there was a season where I was seeing a lot of hurt people really pour their hurt and their pain into the lives of other people like they were garbage. And when you think of being healed and freed from, the way you pour is going to be absolutely different. And so I just say that to say that I think that it is valuable for us to truly recognize what season we are in and how we desire to be impactful and use that impact to be a blessing to other people. And I'm really enamored at the fact that God blessed me to be able to gain that insight about my movement that I didn't know existed. I did not really have a chance to really think about that aspect of movement. Like when you are free and when you are healed and when you've grown out of something, then that movement should expand. It should look different. And I'm really grateful for being in the presence of Miss Stephanie to be able to hear her share that, because that one little nugget helped me to really look at the way that I move in a different way.
As you are taking a leap of faith and honing in on what you are called to do, I want you all to pay attention to the shedding process. Understand that when you let go of something, it's very vital that you don't pick that thing back up to carry it again. When you are freed from something, move forward looking forward. And understand that when you begin to share, so for me, my sharing comes through dance, and my sharing comes through my artistic form when I'm styling my hair, or my clothing choices and my earrings and all of that. But specifically as it pertains to movement, liturgical dance, I know that I am telling a story through what it is that I'm doing. And essentially, I want somebody's life to be changed by, the experience that I am having through movement and imparting that in their lives. And so there's a certain way that I have to gesture and move for that to be done. It's challenging to heal the hearts of many when you are still stuck in the land of old. So shedding that skin and operating in newness affords us the opportunity to have a new story. Our insight shifts, our perspective changes if we allow. And most importantly, none of this is possible, in my strongest opinion, without us allowing God to have his way through us. We are just merely vessels. And I'm just really grateful for what I'm going through right now because, again, I didn't think about the fact that my movement was so personal to the fact that it could have come off as me dealing with hurt and pain, but it's like I'm not hurting, I'm not in pain, I'm not angry, I'm not upset. So my movement shouldn't reflect that. So whatever you're called to do, whatever it is that you are gifted in, the skill set that you have, my duty through this message is to inspire you to tell a new story in a different way. Tell your story, your new story, in a different way through different lenses. You might have on, you know what I'm saying, these kind of lenses. Okay? Spiritual insight as we elevate is extremely uh, illuminating and can be enlightening if we allow ourselves to really take the deep dive that is necessary. And there's so many lives out there who need to experience what it is that you have to offer. But if you're giving it to them from a place of pain and hurt, then one, you're not fully free. Therefore, how can the extension of God through you have an impact the way that it should be manifested if you're still shackled? Now I get it. God is God. God gonna do whatever he want to do whenever, how. But if we just think about it from the perspective of fully being free and allowing your freedom to speak volumes through what it is that you're called to do, then that makes a lasting impact and has longevity when it touches the hearts of those who were in the land fit to receive it. And that's my take. Do you love rocking abstract divine colors that accent your unique style? At uniquEAR, our hand-painted wooden earrings are uniquely crafted with you in mind. Visit www.uniqueear.store today for your personalized ear art. Hey, y'all, hey. Do these words that part from my lips resonate with you? Our goal is to impact, empower, motivate, and inspire our OBU tribe to take action and implement change in your lives. Wherever you are in your journey, you too have something of value to offer the world. Become a part of our OBU tribe and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that notification button to get first dibs on the jewels we drop. And remember that you have everything you need to succeed. See yourselves where you want to be and go there.